coast to support our freedom at home and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Division I 2020 Toyota NWBA National Championship game. Today's game features the Dallas Mavs versus the New York Knicks. And now you're visiting Dallas Wheelchair Mavs starters. Number 0, Zach Blair. Number 1, Jay Nelms.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Wichita, Kansas for the Division I National Championship game as part of the 2020 NWBA Toyota National Championship Tournament.
And number 42, Roger
doing an audio test, getting introductions of our starting lineups. The starting lineup for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks will be Zach Blair, Jason Nelms, James Ross, Bobby Nickelberry, and Roger Googe. For the New York Rolling Knicks, Tyler Miller, Steve Serio, Patrick Anderson, David Ng, and Kevin Grant.
Number 11, Steve Serio. Number 12, Patrick Anderson.
Oh.
Number 15, David Ng.
If this matchup feels like deja vu to you, ladies and gentlemen, that's because these two teams have been battling it out in the NWBA for the last several years. The New York Rolling Knicks are back-to-back champions of the Division I National Championship. Prior to that, the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks have been a dynasty of their own.
Let's get ready for some Division I.
We've got a nice crowd in here today. Excited to see some incredible basketball. Not a lot of basketball going on around the world, but our athletes decided that they would like to continue to move forward with this tournament. Everyone was in town here in Wichita, and so we accommodated them with their request. So we're excited for them to put a show on for the world, not just the basketball, wheelchair basketball world, but the world of basketball, which has come to a standstill except for here in the NWBA. Getting ready for the tip-off, number 23, Bobby Nickelberry, and number 12 for the New York Rolling Knicks, Patrick Anderson. Watch these athletes get up on one wheel for the tip. Patrick Anderson with the tip, and the pass down to Serio for the quick two. Just a couple of seconds for the Knicks to get on the board. Entry pass into Nickelberry, misses long. Ball to the New York Rolling Knicks. Steve Serio, co-captain of Team USA, partnered up with the captain of Team Canada here for the New York Rolling Knicks. High-powered offense. David Ng on the inside. in between the Twin Towers, Nickelberry and Zach Blair. They get the deflection, turnover, ball to the Mavs. Long pass to Jay Nelms, longtime point guard for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. Nelms with his patented runner from the left side, rims in and out. Steve Serial with the up-tempo dish down to Ing. This time, Ing does not miss. Quick release before the defense was able to dump down on Ing, but you down. Nickelberry, mismatch on Kevin Grant. Nickelberry, power forward and center, who's got a feathery touch from inside, mid-range, and the long range. 4-2, rolling Knicks. Pat Anderson looking for the mismatch. Serial, head fake, over to Anderson. Anderson, long. Rebound, Zach Blair. Bobby Nickelberry brings the ball up. Point forward. Swings it over to Nelms. Nickelberry always willing to put up the three. Case in point. Bobby Nickelberry for an early three gives the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks their first lead, 5-4. Pat Anderson with the sure hands on the inside, elevates on one wheel, misses the shot. Aaron Googe unable to get the board, but tips it over to his teammate. Jay Nelms with the ball. Over to Zach Blair with the reverse. Zach Blair again. Misses 2 attempts inside. Knicks with the ball. On the break, Steve Serial and David Ing. 2-on-1. Serial over to Ing. Ing with the lefty scoop. It's up. It's good. Going back and forth here in the early minutes of this D1 championship game from Wichita, Kansas. New York Rolling Knicks 6. Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks 5. Zach Blair finds the mismatch over Tyler Miller. Not much Tyler Miller can do once Zach Blair has that position. James Nelms knew it, so he found his big man down on the block. 4-2. David Ing, another lefty scoop. If he hits one more, I might call him ambidextrous. 8-7.
2 points for Ing.
Back and forth, just as the fans expected. Jay Nelms with the runner, this time from the right. Not his preferred side, but he's impartial. Jay Nelms can be prolific when he's on. That's a good sign if you're Dallas. Steve Serial working with Tyler Miller. Help goes over on Anderson's side, leaving Kevin Grant open for the drive. That's what happens when you've got Anderson on the court. Defense tends to shade over to help, given his activity with that three. Went from a good shot to a great shot, rolled in several more feet just to make sure he's getting his shot going. David Ing rolls into the three. Feeling the hot hand off of the layups. Thought he'd get him going outside. That one goes off long. Jay Nelms finds Zach Blair. Zach Blair between Serial and Anderson. Zach Blair, great touch in between Serial and Anderson. 13-10. Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. David Ing, two-man game with Serial. Help comes over. Grant back to Serial. Serial on the two-man. Help again, leaving Kevin Grant wide open. Dishes it down to Tyler Miller. Touch pass to Anderson. Anderson to Ing on the left block. One of them gets a hockey assist. We're not even in Canada. Bobby Nickelberry brings the ball up. Jay Nelms keeping David Ing out of the play, creating a 5-on-4 advantage. David Ing's going to try to recover to the weaker threat. Nelms absolutely feeling it. 15-12. We've got a high-efficiency scoring game here in the first 5 minutes of this game. Steve Serial with the ball. Over to Grant. He locks, he loads. It's long. Aaron Googe releasing for the shot. Pat Anderson trails from behind. He feels the footsteps. Equipment timeout for Tyler Miller. For those folks at home unfamiliar with wheelchair basketball, if one of the straps has an issue or a wheel, they get 45 seconds to fix that equipment. Otherwise, they'd have to substitute out. Jay Nelms, long this time from the right baseline. Sirio pushing it up with pace. One of the faster guards in our league. All around talent. Pat Anderson gets doubled. So Grant finds Ing on the left side. Great ball reversal through the point. Anderson pops out. Fans calling out the shot clock. Pat Anderson attacks Jay Nelms on the right block. Ends up getting called for the chair foul. Jay Nelms pleading with the refs, saying, I had position. I deserve a line too. And that's what you're supposed to say. No one admits a foul. I don't care what kind of basketball you're playing. Pat Anderson with the ball. Swings it to Sirio. Two-man game with Tyler Miller. Over to Ing. Ing in among the trees.
3-second violation.
Official calls it 3-second violation. If the shooter keeps the ball in the act, meaning they've got the ball cocked, they won't call the 3-second violation. As soon as the athlete brings the ball down to reset that shot, they'll get called for the 3 seconds should they be in the lane. Jay Nelms with the ball on the left side. Dishes over to Googe. Aaron Googe with the 16-footer. Nice shot by Aaron Googe. A balanced attack thus far for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. They extend their lead to 5, 17-12. Sirio to Grant. Dishes down to David Ing. David Ing leading all scorers for the New York Rolling Knicks. He's currently got 10 of the 14 points. Steve Sirio has 2, and Kevin Grant also has 2. Jay Nelms surveys the court, finds Zach Blair, working the two-man game with Aaron Googe, resets the two-man, feels the mismatch with Sirio. He's not squared up. That's a tough shot. Dishes it out to Nickelberry. Misses everything other than the hands of Jay Nelms. Fell into his lap like a present, and Nelms puts it up for another 2. Nelms leads all scorers for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks with 8. Steve Sirio rolls into a 3. Swish!
1, 2, 3, Steve Sirio.
Sirio with his 3rd, 4th, and 5th points on the game cuts the lead to 2. 19-17, 2 minutes left in the game. Nickelberry with the ball. Sirio applying pressure. They leave James Ross open. Tyler Miller came up for the help. James Ross misses it. Pat Anderson on the break. Pat Anderson double team. Nickelberry and Googe. Pat Anderson fade away. Pat Anderson with the sure hands. Gets the rebound off of the tip from Tyler Miller. Power dribble. One push into the lane and puts it up with the quick release. Ties the ball game. 1:25 left in the quarter. Jay Nelms runs the point. Cross pick from Zach Blair. Jay Nelms going to roll into the right side bank from 15 feet. No bank. Straight in. Jay Nelms, 10 points on the game. Jay Nelms means business here for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, one of the leaders on this team. Sirio tried to get his second 3 in a row, that one long. They get the ball into the hands of Jay Nelms. Dallas jumps Nelms, looking to make sure he doesn't get a 3 off before this half. That shot is long. Pat Anderson with the ball. Not looking necessarily for a 2-for-1. Taking his time. 21 for the Mavericks. 21 for the Knicks. David Ing going to town. 12 points for David Ing. 12 of the 21, 20 seconds on the clock. Jay Nelms with the ball. Stopping high to prevent Jay Nelms from the 3. Serio jumps Nelms, forcing the pass. They're leaving James Ross open. Anderson in the center looking to help on the bigger threats. Nickelberry off back to Nelms. Rolls in. Double pumped. Still gets the shot in. Jason Nelms with an amazing quarter. 12 points of his own. Two UTA moving Mav alumni, David Ing and Jason Nelms, putting on a clinic here in the Division I National Championship game here in Wichita, Kansas.
My name is Steve Serio. I'm the co-captain of the men's national wheelchair basketball team for Team USA, and I also play with the New York Rolling Knicks. I didn't start playing wheelchair basketball until I was about 15 years old, and my one biggest regret in my life is that I didn't find the sport earlier. I still remember vividly that very first practice, going down to a local wheelchair basketball team, sitting in a wheelchair basketball chair for the first time and feeling for the first time like I was free, like it was something that I was born to do. And I haven't left the gym since in about 15 or 16 years, so it's given me a lot.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw a piece regarding the Tim Nugent Forever Grateful campaign. Tim Nugent founded the NWBA in 1949, and we have launched a campaign to drive awareness on the contributions that he made, not just to the sport of wheelchair basketball, but to the lives of people with disabilities. The founder of the NWBA, the father of accessibility, and a disability rights activist, making lives for people with disabilities forever better, which is why we're forever grateful. Not many adjustments that the teams need to make on the offensive end. The real question is, what do they change defensively? Because this is a high-efficiency scoring affair on both sides of the ball. Let's see if they can keep up this torrid pace. We would expect nothing different from these two teams who've been like a heavyweight contest. This could be considered a trilogy or whatever comes after the third one. These two teams just continue to put out successful squads every year, amazing programs in our league and benchmarks for other teams to follow. Nice patience by the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, not rushing a shot, waiting until somebody got free, and Zach Blair rolled in off of the movement and found another two-point basket down low. If you're the Knicks, you want to prevent some of that movement, force some of these shots from the outside. Nice ball movement back and forth, skipping across the court. And now a pass to Kevin Grant. Puts up the shot. Kevin Grant, typically pretty deadly from the free throw line. Not yet getting it going. Aaron Gooch with the ball on the left side. Skips it over to Jason Nelms. Jason Nelms working off the action from Bobby Nickelberry. Jason Nelms misses that one. Steve Serio racing by Bobby Nickelberry, keeping him out, giving Patrick Anderson the look like, pass it to me if you can. Pat Anderson, bounce stop on the left side, had James Ross on him, found his spot, found a mismatch, and put it up and in. That's 4 points for Anderson. Good sign if you're the Knicks. We've got a 2-point game for the Mavericks, but Pat Anderson has yet to get going. Jason Nelms wide open. Nice. Up fake, and then follows up with another shot. Unfazed by the presence of Pat Anderson in that nearly 7-foot wingspan from the Fergus, Ontario native, and now a resident of Brooklyn, New York. Steve Serio with the ball. Rotating the ball through the middle. Great ball movement, looking to see what sort of action they can create. Kevin Grant still not getting a bounce. But if you're the New York Knicks, it's not just the outcome, it's what sort of looks you're creating. And all of that ball movement is creating a lot of movement with the defenders and creating an opening for Kevin Grant. He's just going to need to convert on those as this game continues forward. Pass from Blair to Nickelberry. Nickelberry, big mismatch over Tyler Miller. Doesn't get the bounce. Anderson to Serio. Serio methodically brings the ball up just under 7 minutes. 27-23, Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. David Ng kicks it out to Kevin Grant. Dumps it back down to Pat Anderson. 10 seconds on the clock. Serio wide open off of the pick from Tyler Miller on the left side. They had a 2-on-1 on Aaron Googe because, again, with David Ng and Patrick Anderson on one side of the court, they're going to send help that way. And unfortunately, with this balanced roster, Serio is going to have an opportunity to get open. So pick your poison. Zach Blair, another 2-point contribution on the right side. Serio brings the ball up for the Roland Knicks. Serio, patient, not forcing the shot, swinging from one wing to the other. Serio to Anderson, back to Serio. David Ng back in off the flash cut. David Ng, make it a day, David Ng. 14 points for David Ng. I don't know how to say good job in French, but if I did, I would. He's having himself a game. Ball tipped out of bounds by David Ng. Mavericks ball, 2-point game. Zach Blair running off the pick from Ross. 20-footer from Zach Blair. He was doing some damage on the inside off of the two-man game, finding mismatches, and ends up shooting a beautiful three from the right wing. Anderson gets the shooter's touch. 3-point game, 32-29. We're on our way to a high-scoring affair. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Knicks ball. Jason Nelm says, I see you, Zach Blair. Tried to match you, just short. Knicks coming up very deliberately. No need to come up in a frenetic pace. A lot of game left. It's been a fast-paced game so far. Kevin Grant misses another one from the free throw line. They're daring him to shoot that ball. Forced to help. Call the foul on Patrick Anderson. Outside official felt that he might have gotten him with the chair, maybe on the head. Who knows? Tony Frescas, the lead official here in this game. 32-29, Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. For these fans who stuck around here in Wichita as part of the 2020 NWBA Toyota National Championship, they're seeing a great performance by these two heavyweight teams in the NWBA. Two of our best programs in the NWBA over the last decade, and two of our NBA affiliate programs, the New York Roland Knicks and the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. Really great integration with their NBA affiliates or the franchises in their community, and a great way to show partnership with the NBA. A variety of other organizations represented here, also great partners that make events like this possible. You can see all of them tatted across the gymnasium. Eagle, Sports Chairs, Performax, Molten, ABC Medical, Top End, Spinergy, RGK, Nike, and Toyota, the presenting or the title sponsor of the National Championship Series. Bobby Nickelberry goes to the line for two. He got fouled while into active shooting by Anderson. Misses the first. I'm not sure, but it looks like Anderson's thinking that the ball doesn't lie. Both shots come off. New York ball. Nick's trying to keep Nickelberry out of the play. Chris Bacon and Ryan Martin sub into the game, along with another sub. Steve Serial with the ball.
Checked into the game for the
Ball
Knicks.
deflected by Nickelberry. He's trying to pass it.
Adam Cruz and Chris Bacon.
Anderson with the ball, working to two-man with Adam Cruz. That was the third substitute into the game. Aaron Googe with the ball on Serio. Bobby Nickelberry
Jr. with the basket.
gets the pass from Googe. Had the mismatch down on the low block. That's just too close. If you're defending Nickelberry, you've got to push him out much wider. He's too proficient from that close. Pat Anderson looking to create space. Wheeling and dealing. Finds Serio on the two-man game. Chris Bacon ready to roll in free. Chair contact.
Fouls on 32. Jason Rainey, his first personal, second team foul. Check that. Fouls on
Steve Serio with the pass. Back and forth with Ryan Martin. Shot clock under 10 seconds. Serio with an errant pass. Anderson gathers, gets it back to Serio. Stationary shot with Nickelberry racing at him. Beautiful form with the stationary shot. That's a much harder shot, ladies and gentlemen, to shoot it sitting still like that, especially with a tall hand racing at you. Nickelberry hits that shot over the smaller Knicks defender and motions his hand to the ground as if to say they're too little. Bobby Nickelberry coming alive here for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. Incredible performance here so far by both teams. Ryan Martin up top, passes it to Anderson. Anderson with three. The crowd was wondering when Anderson was going to hit his first three, and he just showed them. Nelms with the ball, gets it into Nickelberry. Nickelberry established position on Pat Anderson. Some people might be wondering, how is it that Nickelberry could get that position on Anderson? He could really move that chair deceptively fast and deceptively skilled with that chair. Steve Serio races around Nickelberry, puts his body between him and the defender and scoops it on the right side with the ball with a reverse. 1:45 left in the game. That bucket by Serio ties the game. Nickelberry pulls up for three with that soft touch we mentioned earlier, just a little long. Knicks have one out. Adam Cruz keeping Nickelberry out of the play. Anderson gets the mismatch down low on Jason Nelms. Misses the shot. Wishes he could have that one back.
Out of bounds, Dallas ball.
Zach Blair gets possession of the ball, tries to pass it to Nelms, but Anderson with that long reach knocks it out of bounds. 38-38, 1:15 left in the game. Zach Blair with the ball, drops it down to Nickelberry. Nickelberry back to Blair. Knicks not doing a great job stopping these chairs. Too many looks inside. It's not really happening off of a lot of picking movement. There's just good flashes when they turn their head and they're getting position. Surprisingly, these Knicks typically have sure chair position. Pat Anderson with the ball gets held by Aaron Googe on the pivot. He got him with the foot plate. Foot plate into the back big wheel of Anderson. That's called a hook or a hold. It tends to spin the chair of the offensive player and throwing their balance off, and impedes their progress. Anderson puts another three up. Anderson long on that three. Jay Nelms, heady veteran move, blocks Anderson out on the long rebound. giving Dallas possession of the ball. We've got about an 8-second differential, shot clock to game clock. Mavericks ball, 2-point lead, 40-38 here from Wichita, Kansas. Nickelberry gets position on Ryan Martin, tries a razzle-dazzle. Anderson breaks away while Serio has the ball. Nelms said they have a foul to burn. Stops the fast break. Another heady play by Jay Nelms. First on the block out, a play ago, and then that time to burn a foul. Really smart play, allowing the Mavericks to get back into defensive position. Shot clock's off, 17 seconds on the clock. Ryan Martin to Anderson, over to Serio. Nice pick by Bacon. Dump it down to Bacon. Serio dumped it down to Bacon. Bacon missed the layup. 1 second left. Jay Nelms with the long shot. No good. Had me fooled for a second. Thought it was going in. What a wonderful half, ladies and gentlemen, for this D1 NWBA Toyota National Championship game. These teams have come out at an amazing level of efficiency in this first half from a shooting percentage perspective. We've got a 2-point game going into the half, and we are going to get going here with another video for you in a second, explaining to you the Dr. Tim Nugent Forever Grateful campaign. I'm Will Waller. I'm the CEO of the National Wheelchair Basketball Association. When I think about wheelchair basketball, I think automatically about quality of life. It's not just about wins and losses or X's and O's on the court. It's about bringing people through their life experiences. Everyone who plays wheelchair basketball has some form of a disability that they sustained or that they were born with. And what wheelchair basketball does is it gives them a sense of normalcy. And we know through research that wheelchair basketball improves people's relationships, improves their education outcomes, and gets them a better career. So I'm truly grateful for Dr. Nugent because in 1948 he established the Wheelchair Basketball Association. And from 1948 to current day, the sport has been changing lives. Dr. Nugent's so much more than wheelchair basketball, however. He's known as the father of accessibility. Before the Americans with Disabilities Act, he was changing access for people with disabilities out of necessity. So for his students at the University of Illinois, he was creating curb cuts, he was innovating to create bus lifts, and he was making sure that facilities had the level of access required for them to live in everyday life. In order to recognize the impact that Dr. Nugent had on the sport, it's our obligation to keep that legacy going. That's why we are launching the Dr. Tim Nugent Foundation. And this campaign is going to help us have an impact on grassroots programs. We want to help individuals who are getting started in the game. We want to help teams who are getting started in the game. And that's where we need your support. Through your support, we can keep the impact of Dr. Tim Nugent alive. Help us grow the number of athletes, help us grow the number of teams. We can't do it alone. We're an army of volunteers, and we need to get in line together to make sure that we're lined up against the same mission. But I also want to ask you to think about giving whatever you're able to give to the Tim Nugent Foundation to help us systematically grow those numbers. Can we get them notified now so they make their way? I'm Will Waller. I'm the CEO.
Hey, your science project.
Thanks, Dad.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm a retired Marine. I retired as a corporal. I was there from '08 to 2014. 2012 was the day of my the day of my accident. I became a double amputee after stepping in an IED in Kajaki, Afghanistan, in the Helmand province. First, my team, the San Diego Wolfpack, we're an all-military team. If it wasn't for them, I mean, we wouldn't be here. I say that because we all got hurt in the around 2010, 2012 time frame. There was a lot of Marines getting injured because of Afghanistan IEDs. We ended up meeting up in San Diego. We didn't know each other before that, but we all decided to do basketball as recreational therapy. So first of all, that's what it is for me. It's therapy. It's my therapy. This is my good place. When people say, where do you want to go to a good place? I come here. That's tied in with my team. We all did the same thing. We all got there. We have a couple. We're the only all-military team in the nation and the NWBA. We did grandfather 2 civilians because they helped create the team and they taught us our basics. We were just a bunch of young Marines that had a bunch of energy and we just knew how to push hard. We didn't have fundamentals. We didn't know anything, but that's what the number one thing for me is. It's just therapy and it brings me back.
Americanism. But there should be a difference. When I get it online,
You want to test it?
yes, I told her. When I get it online, it was like $30 cheaper.
Say something.
But I wasn't able to do it.
You guys enjoying the game?
All right, fellas.
You guys enjoying the game? Let's go. Hey, I just wanted to take a few minutes.
Are you working or are you hanging out?
I'm making sure he doesn't screw up.
That's
That's a lot of work.
And everything going on.
Hey, I'm surrounded by people telling me what to do.
Hall of Fame. Doug Blaster went in as a competitor, and Bill Green from Washington, D.C. went in as a non-competitor based on his contributions to the game. So they're two great people who we're going to find a time later this year to recognize. And we typically have a large group of individuals who come out at this point in time to recognize them who are current Hall of Famers as well. So luckily we have at least one member of the Hall of Fame who's still here. Let's hear it for Lee. And Coach Lee's not only been a fantastic player in the game, a fantastic coach, a fantastic contributor. Being in the Hall of Fame is not just about what you do on the court, but it's about how you get back to the game. And he's one of the many examples that make this organization great. So to all the other people who make the organization great, I want to thank you. All of you guys hanging in there for this game and for this event means a lot to us. It's our 72nd annual National Wheelchair Basketball Tournament, the oldest and largest disabled sport organization in the world. All of you are a part of it, and I appreciate you making it better. So let's get ready for the second half. Mike Hall of Fame, come on, Mike, go fast. Let's give Mike Slappy a hand, too. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Sorry, that was brief.
I don't know, we're getting audio levels here, but I'm not getting anything to play.
Welcome back to the second half.
Welcome.
Of the 2020 Division I National Championship game.
Nickelberry, long pass to Nell to release for the fast break. Right-handed scoop. A little hard, but it's so
Here you go!
Second violation. Serial for the deuce. Mills for two.
Talk it up! Nice, Zach! Hey!
so I'm having it go through the computer. I just want to talk loud. Sorry.
Sorry if you're getting any audio feedback here. Zach Blair that time from the right side. Puts the ball up and puts it in. Zach Blair having himself a game. David Ng with the ball. Coming up, top of the key. Dishes to the power side. Sirio and Anderson. Anderson picking. There's 3 defenders there. Someone's got to be open. Miller and Grant on the offside. Trailing Grant is Zach Blair. He dishes it out to Ng, who's got the smaller Ross on him. Puts it up confidently and puts it in the hole. Jay Nelms with the ball. He's going to roll into a 3 here. Jay Nelms feeling it. Swish! Jason Nelms! Nelms putting on a show, leading all scorers in this game.
Timeout, Mavericks.
21 points for Jason Nelms. A wise timeout here by
through the third quarter. It's 51 Dallas.
Got a 9-point game here. And they're calling this timeout because there's just too many easy looks for the Dallas wheelchair Mavericks. You've got to make someone else beat you. James Ross out here on the court may not have shot more than one shot, if that. Why they're allowing Jason Nelms to get these open looks and Bobby Nickelberry to get the position in the paint that he's getting is unexplainable. They're the two who are killing him, along with Zach Blair. On the offensive end, the Knicks are going to continue to get good looks, but I think this timeout was more about understanding what they're going to do to get the stops that they need to get. So let's see what adjustments they make, what you may want to anticipate if the Knicks get a make here, whether or not they put 2 or 3 guys up in pressure to slow down the chair movement of the Mavericks. Pat Anderson with the ball. Pat Anderson, up-tempo. That's just the way they drew it up.
Anderson for 3.
I'm not sure who's coaching on that sideline. If it was Sirio or Anderson or one of the others. But Pat Anderson said, I'm taking this shot. Ross has the ball. Dishes it back to Nickelberry. Nickelberry puts it up over Tyler Miller. Shoots it long. Rebound to the Knicks. 4-on-3 break for the Knicks. Let's see if they can capitalize. Kevin Grant rolling to the hole. Kevin Grant, mismatch. Kevin Grant continuing to have an off afternoon here in Wichita, Kansas. Long pass from Nelms to Nickelberry.
Next ball.
Looking to have a dagger into the heart here, but that was probably an ill-advised pass. You're playing so well on the offensive end in the half court. No need to force the bomb. David Ng goes with the scoop shot in the lane because Bobby Nickelberry came over with the defense. Great job on the defensive end by the Mavericks. David Ng getting pressure from Sirio. Ross with the ball, doesn't look at the rim, dumps it down to Aaron Googe. Googe over to Zach Blair from the other side. Rebound, back to Blair. Dallas ball, 6-point game, 4:30 left in the third quarter. Foul called on Tyler Miller. Zach Blair looking to make a move to the paint. Tyler Miller holds him with his chair. Zach Blair with the ball, working the 2-man game with Aaron Googe. Jason Nelm cutting through on the baseline. Zach Blair puts it up, off the glass, right in. Zach Blair continues his efficiency. 17 points for Blair. Really balanced attack here for the Dallas Mavericks. Pat Anderson, 3-ball long.
Next ball.
Lead official Tony Frescas has that ball out of bounds off of Jason Nelms. Doesn't matter if it's wheelchair basketball or stand-up basketball. I've never seen a player agree with the call, including myself. Bad entry pass by Kevin Grant. Jason Nelms racing down the court. Forced past that time by Blair.
Fouls on 23, Nickelberry Jr.
Turnover
That's
for
his
the Knicks.
first
A couple of
foul.
passes here that the Dallas Mavericks would probably like to have back. Don't need to force these passes when you have a pretty good control of the game. 8-point lead. Serial with the ball. Serial down to Grant, over to Anderson, over to Grant. Grant misses the shot. Grant having a tough go of it. He's got 2 points on the game at this point in time.
Fouls on 23, Nickelberry Jr. That's his
Maybe
second
about
personal.
1 for 8
Second team
or
foul.
so. Uncharacteristic shooting performance for Grant. What he's hoping here is that he could go to the line and get his shot going, get his routine, get set, maybe hit 1 or 2 of these free throws in order to get his shot going. He's missed a couple bunnies as well. First free throw is off. Teammates trying to pick him up. All of these Knicks know that Kevin Grant's a great shooter. You want him to keep shooting these shots, not get in his own head. Over adjusted on that one. First one went wide right. That one went very wide left. Off the rim and out of bounds. Dallas ball. I might look for another timeout here shortly, depending on how the next couple of minutes go. Aaron Googe with the ball. Drives right. Kicks it back middle to Nelms. Nice help rotation. Serial unable to get there on Zach Blair. The ball rolls around the whole rim before it decides to go in. Zach Blair, 19 points, coming on strong for the Mavericks. This is exactly what the Mavericks needed. Whichever of these teams has the most balanced scoring attack is going to have success, as long as they could limit turnovers on the other end. David Ng, awkward bounce. The basketball gods were good to him on that one. That's 18 for Ng. Jason Nelms with the ball on the right side. Bobby Nickelberry on the low block. Zach Blair on the offside block. Zach Blair fades, misses, over Serial. Serial blazes by James Ross. But Nelms with the help defense in transition. 8-point game. Serial with the ball, looking for Anderson. Serial, head fake. Serial, head fake. Serial gives the off look to Anderson so that Ng has enough time to roll in on the left side. Great court awareness, understanding exactly where Ng was, but more importantly, where he was going. David Ng, 20 points for the Knicks. Nelms with the 3, misses. The long bouncing board goes right between Anderson and Nickelberry. Nickelberry elevates onto one wheel and grabs that board over Anderson. 2 tallest players on the court, 2 of the tallest players in the tournament. Serial, head fake on the 3. Serial pops it out to Anderson. Anderson long, rebound to Kevin Grant. Drops it into Ng. Ng in between 2 Dallas defenders, unable to get the shot off effectively. Ng being picked out. 5-on-4 advantage. Googe with the ball. Shoots it over Anderson. Hits the bottom of the net. Those are Googe's 3rd and 4th points of the game, extending the lead to 10. Dallas coming out with a purpose. Serial with the ball, dumps it down to Ng, could not get spun around in the key. Smartly pulls it out to avoid a rush shot or a 3-second violation. Serial knocks the momentum of the Mavericks, putting up a 16-footer from the left side. Dallas with the ball, 30 seconds on the game clock, 25 on the shot clock. 5 to 6 second differential. Mavericks with the ball. Zach Blair sets the pick with the ball. Gooch loses the handle. 2-on-1. Canadian 2-on-1. Anderson and Ings going in against Blair. Anderson misses the left. Had David Ing on the right side. Jay Nelms gets the shot off. Didn't see the volleyball net at the top of the facility. Turnover. 2.6 seconds left on the clock. In a 2-on-1 break like that, you hate to tell Pat Anderson what to do, but he could have slowed up, drew the defender, and dropped it off to Ing. Anderson gets the shot off. Just short from about 35. Ladies and gentlemen, these New World Knicks are doing their thing. We're going to cut away for a second for a quick Forever Grateful video.
Military team in that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back after the break. We've got the fourth quarter of play in the Division I National Championship game. Jason Nelms goes in for another shot with a high efficiency performance so far. Misses that shot. Knicks are down 8. Pat Anderson with the ball. Two-man game with David Ing. Kicks it to Grant. Over to Serio. Serio, it's up. It's down. It's good. Steve Serio bringing the Knicks back. Knicks need to show that they can get a stop on the defensive end. They just had a stop on Jason Nelms' shot. They need another one. Zach Blair, great chair skills on David Ing. Finds a way to get into the lane. Entry pass comes in. David Ing forced the ball. Smart foul by Ing.
Second team foul.
They had one to give there. Jason Nelms with the ball on the left. Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. A give and go. Nickelberry to Googe at the point. Somehow Nickelberry's allowed to go into the paint. Receives the pass back from Googe. Puts it up. Chair contact and the foul. Nickelberry going to the line for the 3-point play.
I think it was, hey, Jaime.
8-point game. Nickelberry looking for 3 the hard way. Puts it up. And puts it wide. Surprisingly for Nickelberry. 8-point game. 9:04. Anderson and Serio trying to figure the best way to attack this offense. Tyler Miller over to Serio, who's had the hot hand here in the last couple of minutes. Serio commanding attention. Serio left open, puts up another one. This time no good. Surprised they would leave Serio open on that. Nickelberry with the ball. Over to Nelms, back to Nickelberry. Nickelberry patiently waiting to see what Zach Blair can establish. Nickelberry has the mismatch, puts it up over Tyler Miller.
Nickelberry Jr.
Gets the nice roll on that shot. Nickelberry doing very well this afternoon. Anderson with the mismatch. Anderson puts it up, puts it in. He had the mismatch on Nelms, and Nickelberry came over with the double team. Anderson was able to get the shot off on his right hand with Nickelberry coming over from the left. 8-point differential. Nelms looking to stagger in. 3-point shot shot by Jason Nelms. Absolutely incredible performance by Nelms today. 24 points. He's doing it from all over. Cirio to Ing from the left side. Answers that. It's going to be a question of who can get stops. The offensive end is not really the issue. It's more a matter of who can rotate better on defense, stop the cuts, and jump the shooters. Great defense there. Cirio helping down. Knicks on the fast break. Anderson going in on James Ross. Got the mismatch. Offensive foul. Offensive foul called on Tyler Miller.
That's his third personal, fourth team foul.
They had the numerical advantage. Didn't see exactly what Tyler Miller did, but they called an offensive foul, maybe a moving pick. Good movement by the Mavericks. Nelms with the ball. Nelms down to Googe. Googe put some English on the shot. A little bit too much spin. Anderson with the board. Cross pass to Cirio. Anderson with the cross pick. Has Ross temporarily out of the play. Cirio rolls into a three! Steve Cirio cuts it to 6. Steve Cirio keeping the Knicks in this game. He and Anderson are going to need to impose their will, but they're also going to need to talk more on the defensive end. Identify the threats. Nelms open, puts it up and puts it in. Jay Nelms is 25th and 26 points on the afternoon. Extends it back to 8. Jason Nelms trying to get the Dallas Mavericks back in the winners column here in the national championship of the Division I in the NWBA. Anderson off on that shot from the left wing. Nelms with the ball. Veteran patience here. 8-point lead, not forcing the play. Pressured by the Knicks up top in the half court. Cirio jumping Nelms. Dishes it down. They leave James Ross open. Smart play by the Knicks. He's the number 5 threat on the floor, and that's who you want to do the scoring or the shooting. Great adjustment by the Knicks on that play. Anderson rolls into the paint. Anderson puts it up over Nickelberry from point-blank range. Gets the Knicks back to 6 points.
Officials
down. Official conferring with Aaron Googe. Not sure what the conversation's all about.
Dallas ball.
Can't be about the weather in Wichita. Cirio putting token pressure up on the ball, trying to force the slowdown of the Mavericks offense. James Ross trying to free up Nickelberry. They're leaving James Ross roll to the paint to keep the bigger threats out. Tyler Miller. Jason Nelms turning Tyler Miller around once, twice, and then rolls back into the bank shot on the left side. For anyone who's seen any of these prior installments of this national tournament, they know that that's Jay Nelms' sweet spot. Steve Cirio puts up a 3, 8-point lead for the Mavericks. Ball movement here by the Mavericks. A nice patient pace by the Mavericks. After all, they've got an 8-point lead. Zach Blair with the ball up top. Cirio goes for the steal. Zach Blair dumps it down to Nickelberry. Ball rotation. Nelms shoots it from the right side. This time it comes up short. He's having a torrid performance of 26 points. Pat Anderson in the key. Foul on the floor. Smart play by James Ross, burning the foul.
Fouls
they call it
number 2, James Ross.
Actually call it in the act. We'll see if it was a smart foul here based on the outcome of these 2 shots. Pat Anderson hits the first of 2.
Timeout, Knicks. Full time. Once again, you to visit Wichita for being.
Ladies and gentlemen, you couldn't have asked for more here in the Division I National Championship game of the 2020 NWBA Toyota National Championship Tournament. An unbelievable performance by both teams. The New York Knicks are down 7 currently to the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, and the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks are being led by their veteran leader, Jason Nelms, who's just putting on an absolute clinic. And what's most amazing about it is his patience. As hot as he's been, he's not forcing the issue. He's not putting up shots that he shouldn't put up. He's taking them in the flow of the game, and he's got 26 points. On the other side of the court with him is Zach Blair, who's got 19. For the New York Rolling Knicks, David Ing's got 20 and Sirio's got 15. Anderson just missed the second of 2 free throws, keeping the lead for the Mavericks at 7. Nelms rolls into the runner from the free throw line, gets another 2. Jason Nelms, 28 on the afternoon. Pat Anderson rolling into a 3 for the answer. Anderson. The Knicks needed that. Getting it back within 6. 3 minutes and 16 seconds left. The question is, will the Knicks get a stop? Bobby Nickelberry from point blank should not be allowed to get that deep in the paint. David Ing's got to do a better job pushing him out wide, and David Ing knows that. Sirio with the ball. Sirio dealing. Pat Anderson. Meticulous chair skills gets in on Zach Blair for the 2. No foul called. Just some incidental contact down there. 6-point game, 2:40 left. Nelms sees Blair, shakes him off. Patience by Nelms. Nelms dumps it down to Gooch, who dumps it in to Blair for an easy 2. These New York Rolling Knicks are allowing the Mavericks to get too close to the paint. Granted, they've got great chair skills, but you've got to do a better job pushing them out wide. Sirio
2 points
for 2.
Steve Sirio.
Going back and forth here. A great high-scoring affair. 76-70. Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. The New York Rolling Knicks need to do a better job here on defense. 2-on-1. David Ing falls to the foul on Aaron Gooch.
Fouls on number 15. David Ing. That's his second personal 15 foul.
They're calling that a shooting foul.
Roger Gooch in the line for 2.
Looked like he was passing the ball. Didn't know he was going up for the shot. Either way, Gooch for 2. Gooch, beautiful shot. Gooch was a member of the 2016 gold medal winning team in Rio for the men's USA team. Currently on the selection group for 2020. Gooch to the line for the second. Swishing for second. These Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks are on a mission, trying to regain what they must feel is their title. One of the dominant programs in the history of the NWBA. Dallas trying to get back to the top of the podium. Pat Anderson dumps it down to Sirio. Would love to get that one back. Gets fouled by James Ross.
James Ross.
This is the layup.
That's his second personal 14 foul.
That's a tough one to complete.
Sirio the line.
When you end up getting hit, your balance gets shook. It's really hard to maintain that balance and finish. Sirio's known to finish those shots. Sirio takes the first of 2. Knicks are glad that this shot clock has been stopped while he goes to the line. They may want to consider a timeout here. I'm not sure how many timeouts are left. It's the second of 2. Jay Nelms has been the steady leader all night for the Mavericks. 28 points. Gets fouled that time by
Fouls on number 1, Tyler Miller, that's his 4th personal foul and 6th team foul.
Trying to get the Mavericks into the bonus so that they can stop this clock if need be.
1:32 remains. 6-point game.
Two-possession game still, but at some point they're going to need to put him to the line, which makes that a heady play. Aaron Gooch going wide open to the lane. Anderson comes over for help. Just a little bit too late. Gooch puts it in again, making a big difference here in the 4th quarter. David Ing goes up for a 3. Are the Knicks going to foul?
Foul.
Steve Serio
that's his
comes
second
up for the aggressive foul.
team foul on the Knicks.
He held Jay Nelms up. If he didn't hold him up, that clearly would have been a flagrant foul. The refs conferred on it. They opt not to call it a flagrant because of the effort Serio made to not put him to the floor. Classy move by Serio. You need to make an aggressive quick foul there, but you need to do it in the right way. Nelms goes to the line. 28 points currently. That was a 1-and-1. He misses it. 1-and-1, an 8-point game. Knicks are going to roll into a 3. They're looking for Anderson. They've got a lot of threats here. Serio's going to lock and load. Serio puts it up. No good. Pat Anderson gathers the rebound. Turns it over, trying to get it out to Ing or Serio. Jay Nelms with the ball. 8-point game. Jay Nelms with the ball. Turnover. Anderson gets it from Serio. Anderson with the ball. Need a cross pick from Ing. Anderson from 28. Long shot. Stationary. 20 seconds left. 27 seconds left. Too little, too late for the New York Rolling Knicks. The Dallas Mavericks look to end the reign of the New York Knicks, what were the 2-time back-to-back champions. Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen, your Division I 2020 national champions of the NWBA, put on a brilliant show for these fans who stuck around here in Wichita to cheer on some of their idols, some of their heroes, and it would be Jason Nelms who would put on an absolute scoring clinic for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks. Their veteran show, Zach Blair, came out with 21 points as well, and we're going to be getting ready here after these teams clap it out. We're getting ready for our award ceremony, so please hang in there with us and help us celebrate this outcome. The only games going on around the basketball world. We're here in Wichita, Kansas this weekend, and we're very proud of our athletes for their performance, and both the performance of not just the Wheelchair Mavericks, but also the Rolling Knicks. Too many weapons to contend with, and these Mavericks would not be stopped from getting where they wanted to go. So please hang with us as we get into the award ceremony. What was the high?
392.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good for us, right?
Yeah.
Did we hit
392. Yeah. We're still hot, by the way. But
Oh, yeah?
the mic.
Thank you again for following the 2020 NWBT Toyota Division I National Championship game. Your 2020 national runners-up, coached by Lindsay
Hear
Paducah,
this? Can they hear
the New
me?
York Rolling Knicks.
So no? Okay. I'll get out of your hair then.
Whatever. I'm just going to chill right here.
Introducing the Knicks. Number 1, Tyler Miller.
72 to 80, we're not
Number 3, Martinez Johnson. Number 11, Steve Serio. Number 12, Patrick Anderson. Number 14, Chris Bacon. Number 14, Adam Cruz. Number 15, David Mann. Number 21, Paul Ward. Number 30, Kevin Grant.
Coming from my laptop.
Number 35, Omar Benitez.
Yeah, which is why I had to pull it closer to you when I lost commentary.
And number 42, Ryan Martin.
The microphone that they're picking up where he's at.
Again, congratulations to the 2020 National Runners-Up in the Division I tournament, coached by Lindsay Fiducia, the New York Rolling Knicks.
I'm putting my computer down here, if you don't mind.
What?
Yes.
The Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, coached by Brendan Johnson and Jared Terry. Number 0, Zach Blair. Number 1, Jason Downs. Number 2, James Ross. Number 3, B. Downs.
B. Downs?
Number 10, James Penn. Number 13, Danny Fick. Number 14, Alejandro Pavan. Number 23, Bobby Nickelberry Jr. Number 24, Austin Pierce. Number 32, Jason Rainey. Number 42, Roger Gooch. And number 43, Blake McKinn. Congratulations to your 2020 Division I National Champion, Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks.
Can we get a detail? Can we get
A detail.
Can we get a detail? We get a detail? Good job, guys.
national champions. And now, your 2020 Division I National Championship game MVP with 28 points, Jason Downs. Coming up next is your 2020 NWBT All-Tournament team. Starting out your third team from the MedStar NRH Punishers, Kevin Atherley. From the Toronto Rolling Raptors, Vincent Dallaire. From the Mary Free Bed Pacers, James O'Carey. From the Miami Heat Wheels, Paul Schulte. And from the Milwaukee Wheelchair Bucks, Dylan Fishback. Congratulations to your third team all-tournament. And now your second team all-tournament for the 2020 NWBT all-tournament team in Division I. From the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, Jason Downs. From the Milwaukee Wheelchair Bucks, Becca Murray. From the MedStar NRH Punishers, Harsh Becker. From the Utah Wheel and Jazz, Jeff Griffin. And rounding out your second team all-tournament from the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, Zach Blair. And now your first team all-tournament for Division I.
Thank you.
From the New York Rolling Necks, Steve Serio. From the New York Rolling Necks, Kevin Grant. And again from the New York Rolling Necks, Patrick Anderson. From the MedStar NRH Punishers, Bryce Duty. And rounding out your first team all-tournament from the MedStar NRH Punishers, Trayvon Jennifer. Your 2020 Captain James Earl Sportsmanship Award goes to Randy Giamarillo from the Albuquerque Kings. And lastly, your 2020 Division I All-Tournament MVP from the Dallas Wheelchair Mavs, Bobby Nickelberry Jr. Once again, congratulations to your 2020 Toyota NWBA Division I All-Tournament team. Thank you again to our sponsors, Toyota, Visit Wichita, ABC Medical, Nike, Molten USA, RGK, Performax, Combat Invacare.
So we're just going to use these pictures.
Eagle Sports Chairs, Huddle, New Germany, Able Now, Spinergy, and United Airlines. Just a reminder, teams, if you need to, you'll have 8 till noon on Saturday to pick up your wheelchairs. Again, go ahead.